10 years. A whole decade had passed since Ion last saw Alina, and yet, the sound of her name could still turn his heart upside down. They had parted ways in their early 20s, too young to handle the weight of love, too stubborn to bend, and too scared to believe that what they had could withstand life's storms. Ion had left the city for his MBA in London. Alina had stayed behind to care for her ailing father and chase her own dreams in journalism. They had promised to try long distance. They had tried until they deemed there were no big fights, no betrayals, just the slow fading of texts, missed video calls, and the realization that they were growing apart. Their last conversation was a goodbye without actually saying goodbye. Now, at 33, Ion was back in Karachi, not for love, not for nostalgia, but for business. He was heading a corporate expansion for the firm he'd helped build overseas. The city had changed. More malls, more towers, more traffic. But some places still looked the same, including the old bookstore near Boat Basin. He hadn't intended to go in. He was just passing by, trying to shake off the jet lag. But something tugged at him. Maybe the memory of rainy afternoons spent there with Alina, sipping coffee and arguing over novels. He pushed open the wooden door, still creaky after all these years, and stepped inside, and there she was, Alina, in the poetry section. Her hair was shorter now, a soft, shoulder-length wave. She looked the same, and yet different. Older, wiser, with the quiet confidence of a woman who had been through life and made peace with it. She hadn't seen him yet. She was flipping through a Ahmed Faye's collection, unaware that time had just slowed around them. A YAN stood frozen. He debated whether to walk out or say something. But his feet moved before his brain could decide. Still can't resist Faye's, he said softly. Alina's fingers froze on the page. She turned slowly, almost cautiously, like part of her already knew whose voice it was. Ion. She breathed, blinking as if to make sure he wasn't a dream. Is it really you? He nodded, a hesitant smile playing on his lips. Hi, Alina. Her expression shifted through surprise, disbelief, and something tender. It's been years. 10, he said. But who's counting? They stood there for a moment, suspended between past and present. Then she laughed, a little awkward, a little genuine. Of all the places, I guess fate still shops for books, he said, and they both chuckled. They ended up sitting at the bookstore's tiny cafe, just like old times. Coffee between them, memories floating in the air. You look good, she said. Different, but good. So do you, he replied. Still wear black when you're trying to be mysterious. Alina smiled. Only when I'm running into ghosts from my past. Ouch. They laughed again. So, what brings you back? She asked. Work. I'm here for a few months, overseeing a project. He paused, watching her reaction. And you? Still writing? She nodded. I freelance now. Mostly human interest stories. Some travel pieces. After Baba passed away, I took some time off, found my own rhythm. I'm sorry about your father. Thank you. Her eyes softened. He liked you, you know. I liked him too. Silence. Settled, not uncomfortable, but thoughtful. Did you ever? She started, then paused. Did I ever what? Think about us. She asked, about how we ended. Ion looked down at his coffee, then back at her. More times than I can count. I used to wonder if we gave up too soon, she said, voice low. If we had waited or tried harder. We were kids, Lena. Scared, busy, selfish. We weren't ready. Maybe, she whispered. But I never stopped wishing you well, he said. Even when I saw your byline in magazines or photos from your travels, I felt proud. She blinked, caught off guard by the sincerity. I did the same. Googled you more than I should have. Saw your interviews. You built something amazing. I tried. He smiled, but it didn't fill the space you left. A long silence followed. I never married, she said suddenly. He met her eyes. Neither did I. The truth hung between them, heavy and aching. 10 years had passed, and life had moved on, yet something remained untouched. Alina sipped her coffee. It's strange, isn't it? After all this time, this still feels easy. It was always easy with you, he replied. She gave a small smile. Do you think we missed our chance? Maybe, Ion said. Or maybe it just wasn't our time back then. She looked at him, eyes searching, and now. He took a breath, unsure of what to say. Then, gently, I don't know what the future holds, Alina, but I do know this. Seeing you today feels like something I didn't know I needed. Tears welled up in her eyes, but she blinked them away. Me too. The cafe began to dim. As evening approached, the bookstore would close soon. Ion stood up, hesitating for a second. Can I see you again? He asked, not as the man from your past, but maybe someone who wants to be in your future. Alina looked at him, really looked, and for the first time in years, her heart felt calm. Yes, she whispered. Let's not waste another 10 years. He smiled, reached for her hand, and this time they walked out of the bookstore together. Not as strangers, not as ghosts of the past, but as two hearts rediscovering a rhythm they had once lost, now wiser, stronger, and finally ready